Hi. So I'm trying this new format. Let's see how it works. If this video found you, then this message is for you. I've been having some trouble sleeping lately. I don't know if you can relate, but our Pisces or someone with Pisces placements might be relevant to your current situation or current energy. You could be the Pisces as well. Let's see. Pisces rises, Pisces Venus. A lot of cards jumped out. Interesting. Okay, cool. So in this situation, there might be some sort of lack of movement. Because someone is acting like they don't care. Someone is having this mask on, this tough act, and it's kind of impeding any sort of forward movement when it comes to this connection, because they're not willing to put any effort anymore. There's something about someone that's willing to work, but only on themselves and their own journey from this moment on. And this can very well be you, but this could be someone that has been known to be either a people pleaser or someone that measures their value based on what they can do for others, or how much they can do, how hard they can grind. And this mentality might have led a person to pretty much go into a burnout mode. And being that tired, being that fed up, some tension with people around them might have arisen at that time, which usually happens. People are pretty irritable when they're very tired, especially if they're unable to acknowledge their tiredness and just try to tough it out and be like, oh, I don't give a fuck and whatever, I can keep going. I'm hearing this person exhausting themselves by trying to prove their value to someone that, to be honest, wasn't even asking for that much. Someone that would have been fine with crumbs, and this person was going above and beyond and pretty much tired themselves. So it was a lesson for sure. It was a lesson, one side of the situation, for these people pleaser to not do that, to focus that energy on themselves. And I'm seeing that that's what it's happening, and by focusing on themselves, they are realizing a lot of aspects about themselves, specifically how much of a leader they can be when they harness all of that energy, right, that they're willing to put into others, and they put it into a project or into a group project that still allows them to pour energy towards other, but is directed towards common ground, because it wasn't what the thing is. This person wasn't doing necessarily something wrong. It was directed a very good energy, a very healing energy, a very even almost aggressive in approach energy. So a lot of Aries and Capricorn is coming up, but pretty much someone that was putting a lot of heart into someone that didn't need all that, and now they are finally aligning that drive towards something that is welcome, that energy with arms wide open, right? This person was so needed somewhere else, and I feel like they're finding their tribe finally. But for the other person, what this is teaching them is also how much how many bandages and almost band-aids they have been putting up on open wounds, right? There's a person here, the one that was more on the receiving end of this people-pleasing energy, that pretty much was blind to see that now that this people pleaser is not around, this person is faced to deal with their own drama and their own emotions and their own processes by themselves. And now they're realizing the amount of emotional labor that was behind this. So there is someone that's coming to the realization of like, oh, actually, this person helped me a lot. And like, actually, this person was very present. It's almost like you couldn't feel someone's energy until they left, or someone couldn't feel someone's energy until they left. Sort of like thinking that the grass was greener on the other side. And now that this person has gone and like done their own thing, I feel like someone is wondering if this people-pleasing energy has someone new, a new connection, or something new that's like caught in their attention, and that's why. But I feel like even if that's the case, I feel like there's a lot of love in this person, like, and that wouldn't be a reason for this person to push someone like out of their circle. I feel like whatever this happened, yeah, it caused a lot of pain in this people pleaser's heart, right? A change of like how they perceive the other person, right? How they perceive the connection. There were a lot of things. I feel like there's a lot of things that are still unsaid, and a lot of hurt behind not understanding 100% what the other person meant in a conversation. So there could have been some sort of like closure in a way, but even in that closure, someone was still concealing their true emotions, and it's almost like it's blocking a little bit of that complete resolution of a situation, right? Because not all the cards are on the table. Someone is still like protecting their ego in the situation. Yeah, by trying to seem and like by refusing, I'm feeling pushed to say, like, by refusing to let go of this emotional, empathetic persona, right? Like it could be like someone is even refusing to step into their shadow. So imagine like one of these people that they refuse to be in the wrong, that always wants to be right in a situation, or morally right in a situation. To a point that they don't allow even, like, to a point that they don't even allow themselves to consider why someone might go to the other side. And it's almost like it's good to have like a moral compass. I'm very like strict with myself when it comes to like I can understand this because like I want to like live a life with integrity, or that's like one of my main goals, that I like walk my talk, right? But we're not perfect, and also like it's okay to have slip outs. What's not okay, I feel, for this person is to continuously excuse bad behavior. So I feel like there's something in this conversation that was kind of misunderstood, and I feel like there was something that was met with a lot of judgment from both sides in this conversation. You were both judging each other in different levels, because someone was judging someone else's morals and like integrity, and the other was judging the level of purity, or the level of like how much can you stand on your ground really, right? And I feel like this was a very necessary confrontation for both of you, because you kind of like needed that confrontation on such a real level, for someone to see you exactly as you are and not like pretend something else. And I feel like one person took advantage of the situation and was like, okay, I'm gonna take the situation to heal, and was able to like have an honest conversation, ask questions, try to like see what they did to get it right, and also see what they needed from the situation to like not accept certain treatments anymore. Yet the other person kind of like was only thinking about, how can I be in the right, how can I prove my point, or like how can I diffuse the situation. Like someone was still kind of like managing perception still, PR managing, right? Someone was still concerned of how they looked in the situation. So in a way, you were like having two different conversations at that point. There's this fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, that's very stubborn. Very, very stubborn in their opinions. Someone's used to learning lessons only through pain. So it's almost like someone is very... someone could be very resistant to change, or resistant to advice, or resistant to opinions and stuff, because of previous situations in which whenever they allowed feedback in, it meant like something disastrous for them. So someone could have been involved with like false teachers, false prophets, false friends. 1111, when I said that, people that kind of like never showed themselves to be aggressive or mean, like, but were actually like pretty poisonous for this person. So it's almost like a lot of this person faced with a lot of passive aggressive energy, a lot of situations in which there was so much gaslighting that it was pretty much even impossible to have a real confrontation, because no one admits to anything, no one owns up to anything. In someone's household growing up, things would happen. I'm hearing like, I'm seeing like a hurricane come into a kitchen and destroy everything, and then everybody else like is acting like nothing happened. Like the mom is continuing to make coffee, the dad's still reading the newspaper, the siblings are running around, and they're this one person yelling like, can anybody see this? Like, can anybody see? So I feel like someone grew up with the belief that pointing out issues and talking things out is not useful, or people like don't actually want to like fix things. Like someone already came into the situation with a predisposed energy as to like how it would go if they were to be honest. So that's why they were concealing so much. And I guess I can understand that, as well as I can understand the other person's side of view when it comes to... I feel like no one is like trying to be mean to each other. I feel like there was like two very specific trauma wounds that maybe they were like direct opposite of each other, and they like kind of found themselves in a situation because like this person that was like raised with this cloud of gaslighting, right, and the hurricane situation, I feel like the other person might be the exact opposite. Now the other person might have like grew up in a house that was complete chaos, like you couldn't do anything without being confronted about it. You couldn't breathe or laugh or do anything without someone else taking it as a personal hit. So like they learned to shrink themselves. They learned to not say anything that was bothering them in order to try to minimize the amount of, I'm hearing, bullying they went and like experience at home. So I feel like in the situation, not to excuse any of them, but I feel like in this situation, there's a very clear, shadow work process that's going on a very subconscious level for both of you. And this was meant to happen, and it was bound to happen, either with this situation, 1414, as I say that, or with something else. I feel like even what happened might have been very trivial, but it could have been just simply the cherry on top, right? The thing that just made someone say, no more, like, I need to talk about this. And that was the lesson. Like the person that came up and said, like, this is my problem with it, that was a lesson in itself, to like speak up and say like when things are bothering you. And the other person had to learn also like, oh, intention and delivery are two different things. So yeah, there was like a lot of hurt in this situation. This might have been a very touchy situation for both of you, and it could be something that this could be a situation that happened with someone that you're not used to having confrontations with. That can be for a very specific group as well. But whatever it is, like, it can only be helped if you're willing to help the situation, and also if the other person is also willing. So at this point, I feel like there is kind of make a choice. Like, both of you are at the crossroads right now, and both can either choose. I'm getting like this image of like the ultimatum, when they like, is it the ultimatum? Yeah, when they like meet at the last day and they're like, you can either choose to marry me or like we're breaking up. It's almost like at this point, you're choosing either committing to fixing whatever is to fix in this commitment relationship, or whatever happened in the last situation that you were in. Like, you can either fix that and like work on whatever happened so it doesn't like happen again, or you can just choose to like move on, right? Like, this is not worth like the effort, and I'm just gonna focus on other things. And I feel like in this particular situation, there is no right or wrong. It's more of like, what are you willing to pass? Like, is this person it for you? And I feel like both of you should like be honest about this with yourselves, because at the end, there is still love and respect here, and it would be very sad that because none of you are willing to have some clarity in a situation and be like straight up, this could lead to like actual like problems and resentment, right? Because not knowing, I feel like there's a lot here about not knowing the full story and not knowing, and that's why a lot of the problems are arising. Just the Eight of Swords have jumped in a couple of times already. So there's something of like, there's an element here of like both of you are making the story harder, emotionally harder to digest by not speaking to each other and not being straight up. So someone might give in the situation. Someone might come in with a truce and just say, hey, here's what I propose for us to change. Like, we can do this, right? And I feel like that's the moment in which the choice should be made, in which you can just say, yes, I agree, or say, no, actually, like, I don't think this is worth it anymore. I feel like by someone, one of the two is gonna pop the question or have a proposal of some kind, and then the other person is just going to be like, either I'm down to go with this or I'm not going forward with this. But I feel like this is going to give both of you a calmness, right? Because there's like, I'm getting Virgo energy, I'm getting stomach issues, feeling nervous, feeling a lot of nervousness in the pit of your stomach, not being able to sleep, having paranoid thoughts, feeling like thinking people are talking about you, things like that. Like, if you're experiencing things like that, just try to allow yourself to detox a little bit from your phone, and having some quiet moments for yourself, and also meditate about what of this situation is making you feel so uneasy, because that's going to give you clarity as to what could make you feel better, right? So yeah, I think that's the message that I have for you. I hope you find this helpful. I have no idea how I'm going to call this, but yeah, I'm just trying things new. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me. If you are down to hang out with me again or to see more of these pop-up messages, just hit the subscribe button, like, and also you can pop a question down there of either a reading that you feel like you would like to here, or any astrology questions you might have that might be cool for me to talk about. But I'm super open to suggestions and feedback as well. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.